with hope, helping people to cope. We're model embracing life through both happiness and strife. We are like jelly beans, bright, bold, and unique if you please. We'll fill the world with hope, helping people to cope. We're model embracing life through both happiness and strife. We are like jelly beans.
Empathy Airlines, Jelly Beans, the Cheetah and Hope, Book 2, by SissyMarySue, illustrated by Sarah Williams and Jacob Peterson. This book is dedicated to Mom, Dad, and Dwayne deceased, Connor, Natalie, Tim, Peyton, Abby, Hannah, Laura, Nicole, Karen, Sandy, Teresa, Shelby, and all of my family members, including the Ellisons, my beloved professors from Fielding Graduate University, Dr. Edwards, Dr. DeStefano, Dr. Henderson, Dr. Z, Dr. Steyer, Dr. Epstein, and Dr. Jacobs, also known as Four Arrows, the Barabaig tribe, especially Mbisha, the luminous village elder who embodied and modeled the beauty to simply be, and the girls of the Barabaig tribe, who could not go to school before having clean water close to their village, the Rotary Club of Edina for their humanitarian support, and Patty Hall for her work to create clean water projects. Diaris, Paulette, and the illustration support, Megan and Kendra from Minneapolis College of Art and Design. Endangered cheetahs and elephants, all the world's youth. This book is uniquely yours, and you are my ultimate inspiration. Listen for the cheetah to purr, and then turn the page. Jelly Beans, the cheetah, was filled with joy and grace. It was literally written all over his body and face. The Barabaig tribe and hope had helped him feel whole, so Jelly Beans was no longer a sad, tortured soul. Hope's mom had been her whole heart. When she lost her, Hope fell apart. Hope was given love and empathy that helped her heal after having been devastated by that awful ordeal. It wasn't Hope's idea to come to Africa, it's true, but she came to love the experience of what was new. Hope often thought about her very long airplane ride, on which she found someone with whom to confide. It was on that plane Hope clung to her elephant, drenched in her tears, when a loving, kind flight attendant noticed and cared, easing her pain and fears. Hope's cheetah brother taught her so much about love. His precious kindness enveloped her like a glove. So she decided to give him her complete story. She made sure to share it in its full sadness and glory. Hope explained, Jelly Beans, to get on that airplane to Africa was rough. I knew I'd miss my new family terribly, which was tough. It had been hard enough to lose my mom, but I had her Jelly Beans song. It helped me remember her love and that to her I will always belong. Jelly Beans, I wondered why I had to go to Africa to be with my dad. He'd been away my whole life, so I was far from glad. Why did he want me now that my mom was no longer here? Couldn't I have stayed with Mom's friend Triss, who was near? To travel alone as far away as Africa was a lot to take from a guy whose absence didn't make life a piece of cake. On the plane, the flight attendant and crew were loving and kind. They all could tell I had a devastated heart and mind. They noticed tears had soaked my elephant friend, so the flight crew quickly sought to help me mend. A flight attendant brought me to meet the captain on that flight. She told me I could fly someday too, encouraging me that night. The male co-pilot quickly echoed her notion, saying male and female can lead locomotion. The flight attendant named Teresa Blue came over to say, I have something for you. This is an airplane I had bought for my niece. I'll get her another. Will you take it, please? Captain Farrell had already given me wings, saying, a life can only be lived with a heart that sings. I think she meant to follow our dreams, like she did, becoming a pilot, it seems. Jellybeans empathized. You went through a great deal before coming here. You received such wonderful love and support in the air, it's clear. Jellybeans, I have always wondered, how is it you learned to talk? Jellybeans replied, it was as easy as when I learned to walk. But how? Hope persisted. Can't you explain? It happened as we played. I know that sounds insane. Jellybeans beamed. I was set free when I could understand you, and I could actually do that long before you knew. When we played, I paid close attention, you see. Your words, sounds, and tone all taught language to me. All that we did together helped sink language into my brain. When you slept, I practiced sounds to distract me from my pain. Next, I practiced to say a word, but was careful not to be heard. Hope asked, Jellybeans, why were you so afraid of that? Did you think you should not know words as a wild cat? Jellybeans replied, yes, then I would have been in danger more than before. If my captors knew I was a talking cheetah, who knows what would have been in store? Hope reasoned. If you learned to talk through play, perhaps we could learn Barabaig and teach the children English the same way. Jellybeans asked Hope, how did you lose your mother so dear? Jellybeans empathized, I know it wasn't your choice to come here. Hope answered, my mom had a most terrible terminal disease, even though I prayed for it to go away, please. That is when my dad, who doesn't live in the USA, called to tell me I'd be meeting him in Africa to stay. Since my mother was sadly no longer living, he now wanted to provide caring and giving. As I shared, I was terribly sad on the big airplane. A flight attendant and pilots eased my pain. Jellybeans, they showed me empathy just like you. They could sense I was terribly sad, lonely, and blue. Jellybeans admitted, I know a lot of words, but not that one. Oh, said Hope, I'd be happy to teach you, Jellybeans. It'll be fun. Empathy means to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, my dear, imagining how they think and feel. Is that clear? Yes, Hope, I understand, since you did that for me too. You showed me empathy like you regularly do. I was alone and afraid in that cage at night, so you sat near me and eased my fright. You also showed me empathy by letting me go free. Yes, Jellybeans, since a cage was no place for an endangered animal to be. Hope chimed in. The Barabaig tribe showed us empathy too, when we were alone and didn't know what to do. And the humanitarians showed empathy to the tribe. The Barabaig lived in gratitude, too beautiful to describe. It had been the Barabaig girls' job to walk when it was cool to get water at night. Before the humanitarians made the earth dam close by, they regularly lived that fright. Mbisha and the tribe noticed what courage it took for the girls to do their job, stay calm, and not be shook. They were relieved that now the girls could sleep at night and go to school, with the humanitarians providing the earth dam as that important tool. The earth dam was given in empathy, which is a step up from sympathy. It was meant to help the Barabaig tribe thrive. Clean water is essential to keep people alive. Hope said, Jellybeans, I have more questions for you. Jellybeans eagerly said, I'm happy to answer them, too. Hope asked, whatever happened to your mom, do you know? Jellybeans said, I certainly have been wondering that as I mature and grow. As I ponder this, it still makes me cry. People took her quite on the fly. They could have wanted her for a pet. Hope I still haven't quite figured it out yet. She's still alive is sincerely what I think. It hurt to have her taken away in one quick blink. Hope, I'm so very sorry your mom didn't live, and your dad's missing just when he was ready to give. You know, someday I plan to find my mom and help set her free. But Hope, I have a fear. Will she still know me? Hope assured, she'll know you for sure, since you are her heart. No time or distance can tear that love apart. Hope announced, I understand, since I believe I'll find my dad too. My intuition tells me he's alive and coming back to me and you. Jellybeans declared, "The Barabaig kids would love to hear about your trip on a plane. Most of the kids have not seen a passenger jet or even a train. We could play your trip from the USA, teaching how you flew here that way. Don't you have a toy airplane that you can share?" Hope said, "Oh yeah, and I have hats we can wear." Jellybeans said, "You have hats to use for play? How fun is that? Let's set up rows where all the people sat." Hope said, "We should name the airlines something nice." She joked, "How about sugar, pickles, and spice?" Hope said, "I'm just joking, you know." Jellybeans offered, "How about Africa doesn't snow?" Hope said, "Funny, but not quite right. I've got a good one, so sit tight." Jellybeans said, "I know I have the perfect one, too." They both burst out with, "Empathy Airlines," so it stuck like glue. My mom would be so proud since she taught me the importance of play. She was a teacher and knew kids learn that way. Let's pretend to be humanitarians traveling to serve the needs of the tribe. Together, we can spread love, kindness, and the all-important empathy vibe. The three friends didn't understand what Hope was saying. They listened intently and knew they'd learn more in playing. Jellybeans announced, "I had been meaning to ask you, can you kindly explain the word humanitarian, too?" Hope said, "Jellybeans, it's wonderful to ask questions galore. We learn through taking the initiative to explore. Humanitarians are those who help people in need, providing clean water, shelter, or even to help feed. Some people don't even have a home or food to eat. Their needs are what humanitarians work to meet. Mbisha really served as a humanitarian to me and you. He brought us into the tribe, providing a home and clean water, too. Mbisha demonstrated the example that when we share, there's enough in this world for everyone, everywhere." Before they could play with the kids in the tribe that day, they decided to go back to the shack to enhance their play. They created a song and practiced it as they walked. They figured out the words to use as they traveled and talked. The song would be used in Empathy Airlines in a meaningful way when they returned to the village to play Empathy Airlines that day. While at the shack, they would need to get the hats, plane, and something more. Since there was a dire need to find food and a place to stay, it wasn't important before. When they neared the shack, they encountered something new. It was a herd of elephants, and they didn't know what to do. The mom with a baby glared and angrily stomped her foot. They quickly ran inside to see where the items were put. Hope was touched when she found her elephant from her airplane ride. It was hard to revisit her feelings, so they quickly went back outside. The mom elephant seemed extremely agitated. Hope's melancholy feeling was almost negated. Hope had read that some people hunt elephants for their tusks alone. As afraid as she was, she lovingly proved this behavior she didn't condone. Instead, she spoke softly and said, "We mean you no harm. Mrs. Elephant, there's no need for serious alarm." They walked away relieved until a hat blew into a tree. It was far away from the direction of where they needed to be. Darkness had not yet fallen on the two, so they did what they needed to do. Jellybeans climbed the tree to get the hat, where he saw a cheetah in peril from where he sat. The cheetah, in fact, was wailing in incredible pain. Jellybeans said, "Hope, go back, but I plan to remain. There is a cheetah in a dangerous, terrible mess. With night coming, predators could have success. This could be his last night alive, if I don't help him to survive." Hope said, "Jellybeans, we've been through a lot. I'll help you, and together, we'll get him out of this spot." The injured cheetah said, "You should leave me to cry. I was terrible and mean to you, and that's why." Jellybeans had recognized the cheetah's face. He'd been teased by him near this very place. "I could never do that," Jellybeans said. "That would be wrong. Don't worry your head." But it was getting darker by the second, it's true. The trio worried as the crushing darkness grew. This reminded Hope of the Barabaig girls' courage, walking miles to get water at night. She imagined their strength and made it her own. She too could handle the fright. It was scary, but they were brave as they carried their new friend. They knew that through empathy and love, his foot and heart would mend. By morning, they made it back to Mbisha's arms outstretched with care. Mbisha gushed, "We were so worried. You gave us quite a scare. We are so glad to finally have you two home. Next time, please tell us before you choose to roam. It was good you brought your hurt friend here for us to love and heal. We are more than happy to welcome him with a warm bed and a meal." Finally home, they were so excited to play their Empathy Airlines game. Each time they played it, it was entirely unique and never the same. They learned Barabaig and taught English by playing airplane many ways. They played Hope's trip from the USA and imagined missions of empathy for days. As they played, the two sang their love song to all, "One Child Cries." The song had helped the injured cheetah when he had tears in his eyes. The song is meant to relay that all people and animals have value in being. It encourages loving each other, empathy, kindness, and a world of seeing. When one child cries, we all wipe our eyes. Know that we care. Our love is there. Our empathy we share.
When any being cries, the universe replies. Embrace them all, and no life is small. Show empathy to all. Know that we care. Our love is there. Our empathy we share. The need is great, we won't hesitate to serve them all, and no life is small. The world is small, we belong to all. We hear the call. Know that we care. There, our empathy we share. For one big human family, we reside on the same tree. It's clear to see. Finally we've begun to think as one, to be as one.
They pretended to help serve people in the world with humanitarian work. They even served animals through conservation, which for Jellybeans was a perk. Hope beamed, "I remember playing airplane when I was a younger girl. I actually pretended to fly to Africa." This sent her head in quite a whirl. "Jellybeans' play actually helped me to realize that lifelong dream, even though it didn't happen exactly how I thought it would seem. Sometimes life isn't quite what we had expected it to be. But if we remain open, life delivers what we dreamed and longed to see. The details may differ, and it takes trust when it doesn't appear at first, but then the reality that it did come true springs forth in a beautiful burst." Play is how we learn to talk and grow. Through playing, we expand what we know. Language learning is clearly encouraged and acquired through play. The Barabaig children and Jellybeans learned each other's languages that way. Hope declared, "My dear Jellybeans, together we helped a new friend survive. But I must say, without your forgiveness and empathy, he would not be alive." Jellybeans added, "I am not the only hero of empathy. So many others are the same. We can all choose to travel within our own personal empathy game." Jellybeans continued, "We grow by empowering and giving, connecting with each other. That's true living." Hope added, "We learn so much from the unexpected, that's true. Like our cheetah friend, so enhance the lives of me and you." "Let's give him my name." Hope spelled backwards is Ipo, you see. since hope can be disguised in people and animals regularly. Jelly beans and hope have empathy, so they understand we share this earth, with each and every animal, plant, and human being, from death back to birth. They feel that to honor our home we share, it is vitally important to be lovingly aware. Every being has value, all the inhabitants who live here. We must protect and honor all life, since it's our mirror. Every being has value, all the inhabitants who live here. We must protect and honor all life, since it's our mirror. Every being has value.
Every being has value.
All the inhabitants who live here.
All the inhabitants who live here.
We must protect and honor.
We must protect and honor
All life.
All life.
Since it's our mirror.
Since it's our mirror. Simplicity and the beauty to simply be. Life, quite a while, longing penny and emotional mile before it becomes clear. The beauty of life has always been here. We had been too consumed to see the simplicity and the beauty to simply be.
The song One Child Cries has lyrics written by SissyMarySue, the author, the music by Chad Illenfeld, the vocals by SissyMarySue and Anthony Hodakainen. The song To Simply Be has lyrics written by SissyMarySue, the music by Chad Illenfeld, vocals by Anthony Hodakainen and Lauren Werscher. SissyMarySue is proud to support the International Elephant Foundation, Cheetah Conservation Fund, and H2O for Life. Thank you for listening.